Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. Looks like you can. Bleh. Okay. Um, this is something I wrote, and it's called Teenage Dream. They were standing on the corner of a wet street. The distant roaring of the buses overwhelmed her body, sending chills down her spine. Light rainfall hit their faces, clouding with their tears. He looked at her and said, "I'm sorry, but I have to leave. I'm going to miss you more than you'll ever know." As she looked at her feet, her tears hit the ground. She managed to cough up the words, "I'll miss you too." There was a slight pause as they looked at each other. They both wanted to say it. "I love you," she said. He hugged her tight. She knew this was the last time she would actually feel safe. He kissed her forehead and then softly whispered, "I love you too. Forever." She felt her heart rip as he walked away. She knew there was nothing she could do. She turned her back as if to try and escape from what had just happened. "Goodbye," she mumbled. It was finally over. For good. Okay. So, that was about my ex-boyfriend. Well, I don't know, it was a while ago, but anyway, he was like my first love or whatever, and like, anyway. But, so what had happened is we had broke up, and we had just started talking again, and then one day after school, before I was going to volleyball, he was grabbing his books out of his locker and walking around. I was like, what the heck? And so I like waited for him. And then I was standing there and he was talking to someone else and she was like, "So where are you moving to?" And he's like, "Oh, Oregon." And she was like, "For how long?" And he was like, "Forever. I hope I never have to come to this shithole ever again." And I was like, oh my god. And then he handed his book to her and was like, "Okay, he's taking forever. Can you just give it to him?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so he walked into the boys' locker room. And I was like, "What the hell? Like, you obviously know I'm standing here." So I went and I followed him into the locker room and I was like, "You're leaving?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then, of course, I started to bawl my eyes out. And he was just like, "Don't cry. I hate when people cry," and stuff like that. And he hugged me. And then we, like, walked out of the school together and, like, onto the corner. And we were next to the street and it was raining. And we were just sitting there. And I was like, "How long are you moving?" He was like, "For forever." And I was like, "So you're never coming back?" He's like, "I'll come to visit." And I was like, and he was like, and I started crying again, because like I kind of stopped, and I was just like choked up, but then I started crying again. And he was like, "Oh, I hate goodbyes. This is why I wasn't gonna tell you." And I like pushed him away, and I was like, "You weren't gonna tell me?" And he was like, "No, I wasn't really gonna tell anyone, blah 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 blah." And then that stuff happened that I read you, and I don't know. It was just really depressing and sad. And then he came back to visit one day, and I like went to his house and stuff, and shit went down. And then, but just the other day, he came back to visit, and I like went to his house and we hung out. And like, I don't know, it was just nice to like, we didn't do anything. We were just like hanging out. But it's just nice to like have, I guess, old memories. I don't know. I always wonder like what would have happened if he would have stayed and not left. Because I miss him a lot. But the only time we talk is when he comes down here, which is like once every 3 months, which sucks ass. But yeah. Okay, I just needed to vent about that, so thanks for listening to me.